Hello everyone and welcome back to Mass Effect 3. In the last episode, we rescued a group of ex-Cerberus scientists alongside our old friend Jacob. This episode, we're finally going to be doing our next kind of priority mission, which is here in the far rim on the very edges of the galaxy, is to speak... I really like the look of this star, by the way, this big red giant. But we're here to speak with the Quarian ships and learn what's going on with them and the Geth, and whether they can be involved with our fight against the Reapers. This diplomatic frigate is like no Quarian ship on record. Its hull is relatively low temperature and appears to be venting heat in a similar manner to the Normandy when it comes out of stealth mode. How the Quarians developed this high-tech vessel is unknown, but its hailing frequencies are opening and its welcome messages are being tight-beamed to the Normandy.
Commander Shepard, a pleasure to see you again, though I wish it were under better circumstances.
I'd hope for your support in the fight against the Reapers. What's going on?
17 days ago, with precision strikes on 4 Geth systems, the Quarians initiated the war to retake our homeworld.
Which was a clear violation of our agreement with the Council to avoid provoking the Geth.
A treaty violation is nothing compared to recovering our homeworld and advanced AI technology.
Your homeworld? You mean Renok?
Correct, Commander. 300 years ago, we lost our world to our own AI creations, the Geth.
After we attempted to kill them.
We didn't try to kill them, Chorus. We tried to deactivate them. It wasn't murder.
No, it was murder.
Commander, the Quarians never intended to create a true AI. It was an accident.
Which you chose to correct by trying to kill them.
Don't bother. Admitting we were wrong would undercut the justification for this suicidal invasion plan.
You're throwing yourselves at the Geth? Again?
And this time, we may have destroyed our people for good.
We'd driven the Geth back to the home system, when this signal began broadcasting to all Geth ships.
The Reapers.
Under Reaper control, the Geth are significantly more effective. Our fleet is pinned in the home system. If we're going to win,
Win? You insisted on involving the civilian ships, Admiral Gerrel. We need to retreat or we'll lose the live ships.
Where's the signal coming from?
Here. A Geth dreadnought. It can outgun anything we've got, and it's heavily defended.
The Normandy's stealth drive can get us in undetected. I could board, then disable the Reaper command signal.
Yes. Cutting off the signal should throw the Geth into complete disarray.
And while they're confused, you get to a mass relay and retreat.
Good. Our civilian ships have seen too much fighting already. Are you certain you can disable the signal?
We'll get you out of there safely, Admiral.
Our newest Admiral has also volunteered to offer technical expertise.
Talizora Vast Normandy, reporting for duty.
Glad you could make it, Tally. Admirals, already a team to hit that dreadnought.
Thank you, Commander.
Admiral?
It's mostly a formality. I'm an expert on the Geth.
That you are.
I'm glad you're here.
If I'd known it was this bad, I would have come sooner.
You've had your own troubles. I'm sorry about Earth. We've got the largest fleet in the galaxy. If you can help us, we'll hit the Reapers with everything we've got. Or however much is left from this stupid war.
I thought you'd support the invasion.
No. After talking to Legion, I thought maybe there was a chance for peace.
So why help them?
I'm an admiral. People look to me for guidance. Public disagreement would divide the fleet.
I'll get your people out of here safely, Tally.
Thanks, Shepard. And just so you know, I need to keep things strictly business in front of the admirals. If you'd like to catch up, let's talk somewhere private.
Sure thing.
I'm ready to hit that dreadnought whenever you are.
So, there is a lot to unpack there. The Geth are, well, the Quarians have declared war on the Geth. Apparently, now's the best time for that. That ridiculousness aside, Tali, our old friend, is with them and has now been promoted to Admiral, which is a position her father had before, he did her treason. But with that, let's actually call Tali up and have a bit of a chat.
Tali, I'm free if you'd like to come up.
I'll just be a moment. Thanks for asking me up. I couldn't talk freely in front of Ron.
You okay?
No, I'm really not. 17 million lives are riding on me, and I don't know if I can save them.
You're doing everything you can. If the fleet falls, it won't be because of you.
I helped my father and Zen's ideas, the new tech that made an invasion too good to pass up, that's based on my father's work. If they die because of me, if I don't...
We'll get them out of there safely, Tali.
I couldn't do this without you, Shepard. I feel like I'm bluffing, trying to convince them that the Admiral's daughter knows what she's doing.
Not the Admiral's daughter. The Admiral.
I know. And at least now, I can push back against the worst ideas. That's why I accepted the position. And because of you.
Me?
When they offered me this position, I asked myself what you'd do. I thought you'd take the chance to make things better. That probably sounds stupid. It's just, I know I'm not really qualified for this.
You're doing fine, Tali. And thanks.
I should get back before the Admirals get into trouble again. I'll talk to you later.
That's a classic case, I'm pretty sure, of imposter syndrome there, of kind of... We know that Tali is incredibly qualified for this position, but she's never going to feel that way because she feels like she just ended up there because she's her father's daughter and that kind of thing. But it's that's one of many things which over the coming episodes you'll see. I think they make the Quarians as a whole very interesting, and Tali just a very interesting character. She's very well done in this game as a whole, I think. Right, we're going to nip back now to the war room and have a bit of a on-the-record talk with Tali and the other admirals before... Well, obviously, they've given us that mission of Geth Dreadnought, which we have to do now, and indeed, we will be going on and doing next episode right away. Don't worry, we just have some more stuff to clean up this episode before going on with that. Let's start with... where's Admiral Ran? We like her, she's one of the better ones. In order, right, gotta remember all these Quarian admirals. Ran is just the kind of, like, general head of the admirals. I think... What does she work on, like... I think she managed... I can't remember, but... no, she's in charge of the patrol fleet, I think. We get a bit of this from her, but basically, she's generally fairly ambivalent about the war, but kind of against it. Admiral Chorus is head of the civilian ships and is therefore dead against the war and dragging civilians into it. Admiral Gerrel is the problematic one. He's part of the heavy fleet and is very much in favour of the war. And finally, Admiral Zen is like the tech person, and she's in favour of the war because it's a chance to get some advanced tech from the Geth and test out her new advanced tech on the Geth. She's the whole military-industrial nonsense. But anyway, let's talk to Ran.
Shepard, the fleet is under heavy fire. We need to hit the Dreadnought.
I'd like to know about your patrol fleet.
In peacetime, the patrol fleet managed navigation, internal security, and intership conflicts or crimes. Now, we mostly guard the heavy fleet's flank. It's mostly light frigates or fighters.
What can you tell me about Admiral Gerrel's heavy fleet?
It was our main military force before the war, comprised of all Quarian vessels suited for sustained combat. It can't compare to the Turian forces, of course, but we have a number of heavy frigates and advanced fighter forces.
Which fleet does Admiral Zen command?
Special projects. It's not a fleet per se, just a few research vessels. Her technical breakthroughs have put us within striking distance of the homeworld.
Tell me about the civilian fleet.
Our civilian ships, medical vessels, and life ships. Admiral Chorus coordinates them, though individual ships' captains still have power. In peacetime, they made up the bulk of our fleet. Now, our strength would even give the Turians pause.
Tali said you had the largest fleet in the galaxy.
The Turians have more dreadnoughts. Their overall military force is larger than our heavy fleet by far. But before we began this war, we jury-rigged every Quarian ship in the flotilla for battle. Even our live ships have cannons.
You've converted them into dreadnoughts. That's a violation of the Treaty of Ferrixon.
While live ships have firepower comparable to a dreadnought, their primary purpose is food cultivation.
You think the Council will buy that technicality?
If need be, I'll apologize once this war is over.
And in the meantime, you're putting your civilians in danger.
Not casually, Commander. We keep them off the front lines, but we'll do whatever we must to win.
I'll let you get back to work.
Thank you, Commander.
A couple of concepts to talk about there. The live ships, you'll see them in some of the holographic images. They're basically the ones that have got like basically a tiny ship and then attached to the front of it like a massive rotating sphere, and they basically are the agricultural ships from which like Quarians actually like grow crops and stuff like that, because obviously they don't have planets to do that, so they rotate, simulating like a planet, but you're on the inside, like a Dyson sphere kind of thing. She also mentioned, well, Shepard mentioned there, the Treaty of Ferrixon. It's based on one of the parts of the Treaty of Versailles after World War I in real life, and basically limits the size of militaries relative to one another. Basically, for every 5 dreadnoughts, which are the biggest military, the biggest combat-capable ships, carriers that can carry fighters don't really count, but yeah, dreadnoughts, for every 5 the Turians build, the other council races can build 3, and the non-council races can build 1 each, to kind of limit. And basically the idea that Turians can be bigger because they're also the Citadel peacekeeping fleet is Turian. And there was a similar concept after World War I, between World War I and World War II, which I believe was for every 5 Britain made, for every 5 the US made, France and Britain would make 3, and this is just battleships. Or was it destroyers? I think it was battleships. And Germany was only allowed to make 1. This was one of many things in the interwar period that Germany took issue with, and kind of semi-understandably, I've basically been told you need to make sure you're 5 times smaller than your potential rivals. Anyway, with that, let's go and talk to Tali.
That dreadnought is tearing through our fleet. Let me know when you're ready to hit it.
So how did you end up back with your fleet, Tali?
When the war started, the Admiralty Board asked for my help. I had more recent contact with the Geth than most of my people. They hadn't filled the spot on the board left by my father. I was invited in. It's just a technicality. I'm far too young to be a real admiral.
Don't sell yourself short, Tali. The board needed your expertise. You needed the authority that comes with rank.
How is it being back with the fleet?
Right now, it's exhausting. I'm an admiral in the middle of a war. I just want us to get out of this alive. Everything else can wait.
When this is over, I could use your help.
I can't, Shepard. If we survive this, we'll have a homeworld. My people need me.
You could help your people's homeworld by fighting the Reapers.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm not thinking that far ahead yet.
How did the war with the Geth get started anyway?
Admiral Zen developed a scanning countermeasure that interferes with Geth active scans. It's like a flashbang grenade. It effectively crippled the Geth ships in combat. My fleet couldn't pass up the chance to attack.
Could we use it to fight the Reapers?
It only works against the Geth, unfortunately. Their AI lets them use extremely detailed LADAR pings. Zen's countermeasure overwhelmed them with garbage data. And it's useless now that the Reapers have upgraded their processing power.
So what about Legion?
It returned to Geth space after you turned yourself into the Alliance.
And you haven't seen it since?
Legion and I sent a few messages. I was hoping we could try negotiation. But I was outvoted 3-2. Admiral Chorus was the only one who believed it would work.
Any idea where Legion is now?
No. In our last message, it told me that the Geth were having trouble reaching consensus.
And then nothing?
Maybe it was fighting the Reaper takeover, or maybe it didn't want to give intel to an enemy. I could have warned it about the invasion. I didn't.
You'd have been betraying your own people.
I never wanted to be an admiral.
Talk to you later, Tally.
Sure.
So, I don't think I mentioned it at the time as well, but our we got a advantage, quite a useful advantage, from actually inviting Tally up to our cabin and having the conversation up there, something I very much want before proceeding in this series of missions. If we head down to the tech labs, then we got some options when it comes to bonus powers. We actually got Inferno Grenade now, I believe, from talking to Ashley, and we got Slam from Javik. I will show this off at some point, but now incredibly useful here is Energy Drain. So I'll buy that, and we'll start upgrading it and talk about it a little bit. So this means no more warp ammo, but Energy Drain is incredibly useful going forwards. Basically, hit an enemy with this energy pulse to inflict damage and steal barrier and shield power. It's effective against shields, it's also very effective against synthetic enemies. You can imagine the kind of enemies we're likely to be facing over the coming missions. That is deeply helpful. At this, I'm just going to kind of level it up here without talking about it much, but we can increase its impact radius there, increase its recharge speed here. And here, this is a really nice one. Armor boost is actually, if you are at full shields and you drain shields, you get additional stuff on top as armor, which is really nice. So basically, for fighting shielded foes, it's really handy. Or synthetic foes, and we'll be fighting both. With that, let's head up to our email terminal. We've got a lot of emails to sift through. So, we got a lot. And I'll kind of just give you the gist of some of them. Trainer is inviting us, wants to be invited up for a bit of a relaxing evening at some point. This can start a romance. Ashley wants to meet us on the Citadel at the Memorial Wall that her sister is now on. Miranda wants to talk to us on the Citadel. Diana Allers wants to talk to us in our cabin about Udina. Jack wants to meet us in the Citadel. Joker wants to meet us in the Citadel. This is actually worth reading. Elysium, an evacuation shuttle nearly destroyed as it attempted to escape the Reaper-occupied colony of Elysium, was reportedly saved after a lone biotic worker intervened. The shuttle was carrying children who drew high numbers on the colony's evacuation lottery. Fuck, that's grim. Meaning they were not eligible to board the first wave of shuttles leaving the planet. Their shuttle was saved when the biotic, identified by authorities as Aresh Agdashlu, God, I probably butchered that, engaged Reaper forces that were preventing it from taking off. Agdashlu had a history of drug abuse and criminal activity and is claimed to have survived a Cerberus camp on Pragia as a child. That's where Jack grew up. Witnesses said that he'd killed several dozen Reaper creatures before he was overwhelmed, providing the shuttle just enough time to fly clear. Yeah, I think we met him back there, Aresh, on Mass Effect 2 during Jack's loyalty mission. Not Bakara, so this is Eve, of the Krogan clans. Commander, I'm writing to you from the Celtic Valley on Tuchanka. I wish you were here to see this. I'm watching Krogan pour in from across our planet. So many of them I've lost count. They've all heard the news. We are finally free. The age of suffering is over. Never again will the Krogan be afraid to give birth. Never again will they fear the pain and heartache it might bring. While I don't know what fate ultimately has in store for my people, I can promise you that your decision to believe in us will not be in vain. We will fight the Reapers for more than glory. We will fight them because we know there is a future for us after victory. The rest of my life will be devoted to travelling to Junker and speaking aloud the words that no Krogan has heard for nearly 2,000 years. There is reason to hope. This I owe you, Commander. This I will never forget. I really like that message. Garrus wants to meet us on the Citadel. Samara wants to meet us on the Citadel. We have some Asari stuff for doing the mission with the Ardat Yakshi Monastery. And Liara wants to meet us on the Citadel. That I'll get to in a second. James wants to meet us on the Citadel. And Hackett has sent us some information on Kai Leng, the Cerberus assassin. Not much particularly interesting here. Went on patrol and reconnaissance, reprimanded for taking medals from dead enemy officers, sentence reduced in life to previous exemplary service record, recommended for the Medal of Valor on a raid, more successful stuff, and then dishonorably discharged and imprisoned after charge of first-degree murder. Not great. At that point, joined Cerberus. What is known is that the elusive man arranged for Leng's escape from military prison, employing him as an operative for the next 10 years. Leng is now believed to be the elusive man's most trusted agent, working as an infiltrator and assassin. His cybernetic modifications appear to include Cerberus's Phantom-class implants. Javik wants to meet us on the Citadel. And that's us basically done. So basically everyone wants us to meet on the Citadel. Can you guess where we're going to go next? So here at the hospital, I've actually got two bits of business. First off, we have the Cerberus Turian poison, which had been used on a general during the attack, and we got the formula for that poison while we were on Gelix rescuing the scientists. So we can actually return it to this Solarian doctor around the corner here.
I overheard what you said. I found this at a Cerberus station. A poison tailored to Turians.
Let me see. Yes, I think this is it. With these schematics, we should be able to come up with an antidote. Thank you. The General might pull through because of this.
And, ironically, we're going to have a bit of a chat with basically the only person who didn't tell us they were on the email, on the Citadel, but he will soon send us an email telling us exactly that. Here is Jacob.
Hey, Shepard. I'm glad to see you. I know things are crazy right now.
Exactly. So you have to take the moments when you can. So what's going on with you? You still like what you're doing?
Things are good. I'm good.
Still not tempted to come back to the Normandy?
Always tempted, Shepard. But no.
So, you working on the Crucible?
Don't get me wrong. I'm smart. But not that smart. Hackett keeps me busy, though.
How's he doing?
Holding up. If they make old guys any tougher than that, I'd like to see it.
What's going on with the Crucible?
That project is crazy. Freaking huge. And all these brilliant minds are working night and day trying to figure it out. I wish you could see them. Heads down, piecing it together. It's something to see. We'll get this Crucible built, Shepard. And then, we'll win this thing. I feel it. Do you feel it?
Yeah, sure. I feel it. And I'm counting on you and everyone there. Get it done.
Believe it.
It was interesting to meet Bryn. How is she?
She's great, actually. It's good to see her work without the distraction of having to worry about the colony.
And you and her?
We're having a baby, Shepard.
Wow. Congratulations.
Wasn't exactly planned, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna be a better father than mine was.
Not hard.
Do the whole thing right. It's,
One more thing to fight for.
You got that right. Bryn wants to name it after you.
Really?
Yeah. Shepard.
That's nice.
Yeah. I'm gonna talk her out of it. No offense.
None taken.
Good.
I'm glad we had time to talk.
Me too. Gotta take the moments when you can. So true. And Shepard, thanks again for getting my people out alive.
Take care, Jacob.
You too, Shepard. I'm thinking about you out there. Stay safe.
I really like that for kind of hammering home the point of a lot of people think like, oh, why would you have like babies during wartime or anything like that? There's more to focus on. It's like, no, if anything, that's the point where people need stuff to keep them hoping and keep like working forward. Actually, like people cling on to like normal life, if not more than usual, like in times of like real like strife in that way. And it's interesting to actually see that highlighted by Jacob there. Here we have another person to talk to. Briefly, here is Samara.
I hoped you'd come. I won't remain here much longer.
What are you doing on the Citadel, Samara?
I suppose I came to say goodbye. Falere is safe, and Rila is at rest. I felt the need to speak to you before heading to battle. I want you to know there is no one else I'd rather see leading us in our last hours.
We'll make the galaxy proud. The largest fleet in history is already on our side.
It is impressive. Most would have deemed such an alliance impossible. But Shepard, be sure to assess your force's strengths and weaknesses before setting out.
You know, I never asked you if your code has anything useful on fighting Reapers.
Treat them as any other enemy. Show no quarter, mercy, or weakness. The only difference is the scale of our foe. The code is too strict to account for such small discrepancies.
Is that how you see it too?
You yourself killed a Reaper on the Citadel, and then another on Tuchanka. I can only follow such bravery.
What are the other Justicars doing for the war?
Most have made it home. They will attempt to hold Thessia. With the odds we face, it's possible our order will no longer exist after this war.
There's that few of you?
Our numbers were never great. We must prepare to sacrifice ourselves, if that is what's required.
Was being a Justicar worth it if that's how it all ends?
The Justicars were formed to bring order to a world that laughs at the notion. The role is solitary. Its demands are lonely and uncompromising, often to the point of pain. But following the code left me with no regrets. Take that for what you will.
Will Falere be alright in the monastery? Or what's left of it?
We spoke for some time. It won't be easy. But if there is a way to survive, Falere will find it. It was good to see her again. Perhaps it's unseemly for a Justicar to dwell so much on her family.
I'm just happy things worked out.
I was fortunate that Falere saw things so clearly. And it would have turned out quite differently without your intervention. Thank you.
Good luck out there, Samara.
You as well. I don't know if you believe in such things, but Goddess go with you, Shepard. We'll both be tested in fire, soon enough.
Oh, what an ominous final message there from Samara. Two more things to take care of quickly here, both of which are in the Spectre office up ahead here. So first off, if we go to the Spectre Requisitions terminal, then I want to buy the Sniper Rifle Concentration mod, the final one, because I'm going to start using that again, and the fifth one is great. Next, well, finally, we have the message terminal where we can speak to...
Good to see you're all right, Shepard.
Miranda, what's going on?
Couldn't meet in person. The Citadel is too dangerous right now. I heard about the attempted coup.
Yeah, with Kai Lang's help, Udina nearly seized control.
Kai Lang? That slippery bastard's still alive?
He's alive and right in the middle of all this.
That complicates things. I'll be on my guard. Look, I don't have much time, but I learned what happened to my sister.
Where is she?
I don't know that yet, but my father was definitely responsible. If he's done anything to her, I'll kill him.
Miranda.
Shepard, listen. I'm being hunted by Cerberus assassins. A lot of them. I need to stay out of sight.
What? Why?
I heard a rumor, maybe more, that my father is working on something for the elusive man. Something big.
Why would your father be working with the elusive man? Especially now.
My father is ruthless about preserving his legacy.
Legacy?
He has an obsession with making his mark in history, ensuring his dynasty lasts forever.
And you think the elusive man made him an offer?
Exactly.
Whatever's going on with your father can't be good. We have to figure this out.
I agree, but I need to do this myself. It's time I stopped running from him.
You're sure?
Yes. I can't think straight until I know Ori is safe.
Be careful.
I can't promise that, Shepard. Could you?
No. I couldn't.
This game and its insistence on butt shots of Miranda. Anyway, we're going to hold it there. Thank you everyone for watching. Next episode, we will be going on and trying to take down that Geth Dreadnought. Hope you'll join me then. Thank you very much, and good day.